So Aluma came out with another press release and the stock is up 50%. I just want to go through some of my notes on it. First of all, Piers, Mr. My face is red because I drink every single night. Morgan says that this is a transformative announcement. Just another press release. It is a $4 million contract value spread out over how many years? Doesn't say. That's interesting. Probably 2 to 3. It might just barely cover the government revenue that they already have that's rolling off. There is a litany of buzzwords: commercialization 3x, even though there's nothing commercial about the press release; scalable or scaling 7 times, manufacturing 5 times, production 3 times, mass market 2 times, high growth markets 1 time, accelerate 3 times, next generation, transformative, state of the art, each 1 time. Now, when I wrote my short report, one thing I said is, if they get a foundry partner, that legitimately changes the story. I want to talk about what they said, because the bulls seem to think that they have a foundry partnership with Tower Semi. The actual words that they use, the actual language, every single one of these press releases are very interesting, the way that they word it. Activities with supply chain partners, including Tower Semiconductor. Activities with what kind of activities? Like, that sounds honestly a little gay. I'm not gonna lie to you, that sounds a little bit gay. Activities. There's no agreement, no JDA, no volume commitment. Also, Sumitomo. I mean, these are legit companies. They're just name dropping, right? The government will pay Aluma. Then they will pay Tower or Sumitomo to make a few wafers. And then they will say that they partnered with Tower or Sumitomo. Tower Semi will do this all the time. It's not a partnership. Tower Semi is not going to build out $150 million in order for them to get to medium scale in a new facility. Because, like we said, Tower Semi, just like UCSB, where all of this work is actually done out of, when they talk about MOCVD reactors, that's not in Aluma. As I showed you guys, there's nobody works there. 2 people go into the office, and I don't know what they do. They leave pretty quickly. I stalk them. I know. The real work of Aluma is done in the research lab in UCSB. They have plenty of those research labs. When you're talking about getting to scale, there's nothing in there that says that it's commercializable. There's nothing in there that says it's scalable. Luckily, I covered at 10.5. That's just kind of a habit. You short a stock, it goes down 40, 50%. You got half of the juice that you would get for the entire squeeze, assuming the same amount of shares. So I covered, Piers sold, then it rips 50%, and I short, and Piers buys more. So who's really winning this shit? The activities with Tower Semi. Questionable, certainly questionable. It is great in a short where it's a science fair stock. At the end of the day, it's going to be dilutive as hell, and there's very little chance of success to get another chance at it. I was honestly expecting a little bit more earlier, and it just went straight down, went from 19 to 10, and then Pure sold. And I covered, and again, it's up 50% today. So I'm short again, not as big as my sizing as it originally was at 19. If it goes up to 17, I'll probably make it the similar size. Got to read the press release, really think about critically, like, why are they framing everything the way that they are? They were framing it the first time, MOCVD capabilities, meaning we have the keys to the UCSB lab, right? The same UCSB lab that there's a better academic paper from a different professor on InGas on silicon, which is their epitaxy solution. So again, nothing that addresses the core tech difficulty, which is the lattice mismatch. Nada. Went to the LA, I'm forgetting the name of the conference on photonics, and optics, and it was literally a science fair. They were in the corner. Nobody talked about them. On Twitter, I heard, this big analyst went up and he goes and he asked, and he said, he was just asking questions. There was no clear answer. And he was like, and then I moved on. I forget what he specifically asked. He asked about foundry partners. He asked about the technology. There was just no clear answers. Basically, it sounds like you read my short report and then asked him all the questions, but it's like, I'm not going to take credit for that, because that's like what anyone who researches semiconductors would ask, and there were no clear answers. Anyway, Aluma is giving me another chance to short, could go higher, will probably go lower over time. If you guys are celebrating, his little tea and crumpet fans, if you guys are celebrating now that it's up 50%, and he told you guys he's trimming, and I'm sure you guys all trimmed with him at $10, and you guys are celebrating because half your position is up 50%. I don't know. That's ridiculous trading that he's teaching you. Anyway, so when all of his stocks go down, he's just a trader. And then when his stock goes up, but he sold half, all of a sudden he's an analyst and it's his highest conviction, small cap again. Crazy how that works. Activities.